Right, this is a level of effort that goes into these things.
Yeah.
Take 447.
That's what it's going to be, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to look at the pendulum serve today, and the pendulum serve is the most popular serve that there is, and I think the main reason it's the most used serve is because it's really versatile. We can maneuver where we place the ball on the table, we can disguise it really easy, and we can go from short or put in long balls really relatively easy off this serve from the same position. So I think that's one of the most reasons it's popular. The other reason is, as you can see, most people do it from round here. You don't have to, but most people do it from this side of the table, and therefore it leaves the table open for a forehand, so it can become very dominant after using this serve. So I think that's why it's so popular. As the game starts to change, other serves might catch up. They're starting to do a lot more backhand serves, which we'll do another video on the backhand serve later, because that's starting to now get more popular as well. So the pendulum serve, we can do lots of different spins, as I've just said, but today, just to get the action and what we're aiming for, is we're going to look at doing a side spin, backspin, short side spin, backspin serve. So the pendulum serve, one of the best tips you can have is to release the fingers. If I hold it in my normal grip, it's very difficult for me to get much movement in the wrist. So I'll release them fingers, and you can see straight away the bat will drop, and that's where it gets its name from, the pendulum. So I kind of have it hanging straight down in a straight line like this by removing these fingers. So once that's there, you also might need to lift the elbow up a little bit to aid this bat hanging down in this position here. So you can see I've got it point down. So like any good serve, we need to get it legal first. So we need to have the ball in the flat palm of the hand, above and behind the white line. Okay, I like to have it so it's right underneath your nose, in between both eyes, so then we've got a full view of it when we throw it up. So from this position here, bat's point down, angle down, I'm going to throw the ball up, and I'm going to come across, and you can see the side spin there. We're always going to get side spin with this serve, but I'm going to come under the ball as well, and you'll see the ball slightly pull up. Yep, okay, and going over there. So throw the ball up. You might want to throw it ever so slightly back. For legality purposes, we've got to be near vertical, but it doesn't mean it has to be totally vertical. So for some serves, slight throw back towards yourself, so you want to be hitting the ball fairly close to the body. This is a big mistake. A common mistake is that the people, it's too far out and we can't control it. So to get that control, we need the ball quite close to the body. Yeah, and all I'm going to do is, it's basically from the wrist and the elbow, and there's rotation in my hips here. Okay, so boom. And you can see that I turn myself as well at the end of the serve, so part of your serve is also your recovery. So we want to be round, recovered, looking at our opponent to see what actually is going to happen next. Because I want to get it short, I'm going to play the ball quite central in the table or towards the net. Okay, if I wanted it longer, I would hit it much more closer to the baseline, but I want to project the ball in quite close to the center, so that there's more spin on the ball, it holds up and goes short, and you're looking for a double bounce. That there in a match, that last serve would have been attacked in a match, and I want that kind of action. So you can see the ball turning, yep, and pulling up, so that it becomes very, very difficult to be attacked. So starting position, flat palm of the hand, get yourself nice and balanced. I have what's known as what I call a running stance. So my feet are angled like this, as if I was going to run down the table. Some people will have the feet square, like 90 degrees. Serves all very personal, so it doesn't matter how you stand. I do think, or if you were to stand like this in like a forehand stance, it's not the best to go forward. So going forward when you want to do disguise, getting power and placement, you do need to be 90 degrees or in this running stance. So the running stance for me means I just take one step and then I'm kind of in a recovery position. So from here, I just brush across and underneath slightly and then rotate. You must make sure that you throw the ball up at least 6 inches and then rotate into it. So I'm catching it here on this corner of the bat and I'm just coming down into it and then slightly under and around it. And I actually, as a tip, I actually use these fingers. As I go to touch the ball, I flick in with the fingers. That just gives me that little bit of added spin and grip to the ball as I'm coming in. I'll do that, and then you've got to make sure you get your grip back. So that you'll see I'm really relaxed until I touch the ball, or just about touch the ball. Then these fingers and my hand will squeeze the bat and give it a little bit more grip on the ball, creating that little more revolutions on the ball. So this is our starting position. Take your fingers off, allow the bat to drop and hang down, and then from here, as I throw the ball up, I'll rotate back ever so slightly and then rotate into the ball as my wrist kicks in and under, and my arm will come through and my body will turn. So hitting underneath the ball, round the ball, and then I'll be back into my neutral position, looking up, seeing what's going to come back. So from this position, up and under the ball, and then back. Okay, as a tip, I find that you don't want the ball to be too high over the net. So one of the ways that I've sort of tried to teach is, come to the net and think where your bat's going to end, or where you want to hit the ball. I want to hit the ball just above net height here. So if I come here and I touch my body, I find for practice purposes, it's really good then to take back here and think that's where I want to come in on my shot, on my serve. So I know I've got that height. And that helps to keep, I believe, to keep the ball a lot closer to the height of the net. Also, look for feedback off the ball. So I don't particularly like people trying to return my serves, because I want to actually see what happens. If the ball, if I don't serve enough spin, the ball goes forward too much, maybe it doesn't rotate. So I'm going to watch what happens with the ball. So I actually like to go here and watch and see the movement on the ball. So as a good drill, which also helps to keep you motivated and to get feedback of how well you're doing with your serves, I believe it's really good to use cones or cups on the table. Really good for youngsters as well, and that will give them a real aim on what they're trying to do. So it's going to try and go and make the ball curl round with the side spin. And if you don't get enough, obviously it's just going to go off the end. If we can do it well enough, we'll follow the line, get it between two cups, etc. See you on the next one.